Big week for Blackburn Rovers with back-to-back home games at Ewood Park, but will a win on Wednesday night make us playoff contenders? No chance. We blew it on Saturday night against Brentford, and don't get me started on our injuries. Don't listen to that guy. One win and we're in. Simple as that. What do you know anyways? What do you know? Chillax, brother. Tony's got this. Tony's got this. No Dak, no Holtby. We're threadbare at the moment. Absolute threadbare. Look, Armstrong's banging him in right now, and Walton is airtight. Well, whatever you think will happen this weekend, we'll take a little look at it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another match preview, this time looking forward to a Blackburn Rovers match up against Stoke City, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button, keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, whoa, football related, we're all here under one Roski. Now, let's bring you up to date before we jump into it with some more loving it at the moment, absolutely loving it at the moment. Patreon updates, boys and girls, that's right. I have a new one, but let's talk about what's been going on the past couple of days, obviously, depending on what kind of videos you watch, you don't know. But Tom Beresford, the ledge, upped his pledge quite recently to the next pissing level, so respect to him for doing that. We also had Russell Frost join, maybe Friday, Saturday, something like that, so he is now a Patreon as well, so thank you, Russell Frost. And right here, right now, hot off the press, we have a new one. It's Joachim Johansson, or Jakobsen, sorry, sort that out. Joachim Jakobsen is now a Patreon, so welcome to the gang, boys and girls. So those latest updates have made me put a big old smile on my face, and you could also add to that by checking out the old description down below, patreon.com/Roverseas. It's a way for you to support the channel in another level besides your viewership, and there are perks and privileges for all different kinds of tiers, so make sure you check that sucker out. I'm trying to reach 10 Patreons. I'm just one shy at the moment, so you could be that special, that magic number to make it number 10, which would be absolute Barney, and then we could look on to the next one. Yeah, if you want to do that, check it out down below. But let's get going, folks, and take a little look at the up against Stoke City. Yes, and we're going back to Ewood Park, boys and girls. At Stoke City, the visitors. Taking place this Wednesday, 26th of February. Michael O'Neill is the manager for Stoke City these days, and the man pulling the strings, it is, of course, it is League One's finest player. It is Nick Powell. That's right, now pulling the strings for Stoke. He's actually been a key part of the recent revival for Stoke down to the foot of the table. He's pulling some strings, and he's getting very creative. Obviously, the Powell-Dak rivalry goes back to our League One days, but obviously we don't have Dak these days because he's on the treatment table. The last time out, they finished 16th in the Championship. They tried to at least equal that at the moment, but they are still in the old relegation dogfight. Their record against Rovers is 95 matches. They've won 36. Rovers won 44, including the reverse fixture at their place early in the season. 15 draws as well. The last season, it was a win apiece. 3-2 win for Rovers at the 365. Stoke did beat us last time at Ewood Park. It was a 1-0 win. And we also played earlier in the season, around about 30th of November was the game at the 365. And also, we are duking out this Wednesday, 26th of February. So let's take a look at this in a little bit more detail, shall we? Here is the tale of the tape as two juggernauts, lockheads, two former Premier League teams. Of course, Rovers former winners. Stoke, well, they've just been there. So the average of goal per game, Rovers slightly edge Stoke here with an average of 1.5 goals per game. Stoke are down to 1.3. Possession-wise, we also average around about 50.9% possession, whereas Stoke average around about 48.7%. Pass accuracy, Rovers are top of the table on that one. It's like top trumps, this. Pass accuracy, 74.8% for Rovers, 73.4% for Stoke. Shots per game, Stoke do better than us in this category, 12.2 shots per game. Rovers down to 11.3. Tackles per game, Stoke lead that one as well, 17.4. Rovers down to 15.4. Dribbles per game, we are more likely to dribble, 7.4, and whereas Stoke are 6.6. And discipline, we'll take a closer look at that in a minute. 46 yellows for Stoke, 50 for Rovers, and a red card apiece. You can't really see that, but it's there just to showcase it. But let's take a look at the characteristics for these two sides heading into this bit of a mouth-watering clash, really, at Ewood Park. So Rovers' strengths, creating long shot opportunities, defending set pieces, creating chances using through balls, and finishing scoring chances. Our weaknesses, avoiding the offside, protecting the lead. We like to play out wide, attacking through the middle, rotating the first 11, and also a bit non-aggressive. Stoke, on the flip side, their strengths are defending set pieces, stealing the ball from opposition, creating scoring chances, and aerial duels. Stoke weaknesses, on the flip side, scoring chances, protecting the lead, and defending against a through ball ball attacks. They like to play also out wide. They like to cross the ball very often, control the game in the opposition's half, and allow opponents to play aggressively against them. And they're also non-aggressive. That means they're kind of waiting for the counter-attack, perhaps. So let's take a look at the goal scorers at the moment and the major stats. So Armstrong is now outright got top goal scorer for Rovers this season, 12 to his name after his brace against Brentford on Saturday. Dacarino's there in second spot with 10. He ain't going to get any more than that this season, unfortunately. Gallagher's got 4, Downey's got 3. Then take a look at the discipline for Rovers. Lennon leads the way with 10 yellows. Travis has got 7, Bennett 6, and Cunningham has 4. Down the bottom there, or the red card, the one and only red card, is Bradley Dacarino. As for Stoke, their top goal scorer is Klukas. Sam Klukas with 8 goals. McLean's got 6, Campbell's got 6, and Vokes has 5, the ex-Dingle. As for the yellows, McLean has 7, Allen's got 5, Klukas got 5, Smith got 5 as well. And there's actually 2 red cards for Stoke. Must have been in all competitions. Allen's got a red, and Nathan Collins also has a red to his name. Let's take a closer look at the visitors. We're going to take a look at the visitors first. I don't know why I've done it this way, but we're going to look at it anyway. So Stoke's positional statistics overall, they like to their shots coming through 67% through the middle of the park, 19% coming out the left-hand side, and of those 67, well, of their shots, 57% are within the 18-yard box, with 33% on the outside of the 18-yard box. As for the shots received, 72% through the middle, 15% on the left-hand side. As for shots, the radius or the range, 48% within the 18-yard box, 41% outside the box. Positional stats, they like to come down the left and the right-hand side, both equally in 38%, whereas the middle is usually left to be third fiddle in this attacking trio. The middle third is bossed 45% of the time when Stoke are in possession. Let's take a look at the shots, or goals, should I say. 25 of their goals have come through open play, 12 through set pieces, 2 counter-attacks, 2 penalties, and 2 OGs. Goals conceded, 35 through open play, 10 set pieces, 3 counter-attacks, 3 penalties, and 2 OGs. Now let's take a look at the hosts on this one. Rovers, 69% of all their shots coming through the middle, with 16% coming on the left-hand side, and that's usually the Armstrong effect on the left-hand side. 58% of the shots are in the 18-yard box, and now the number's actually increasing a little bit, 36% coming out on the outside of the 18-yard box for Rovers. Shots received, 61% through the middle, 21% on the left-hand side, 52% within the 18-yard box, and 41% outside of the box. As for the attacking areas, 39% coming down that right-hand side. That is the Nyambe effect right there. It wasn't as devilish this past weekend, but Brentford's a tough old boot. Hopefully we can see the better end of Nyambe this weekend. And again, 41% of the action zones are in the middle third. The goals for Rovers, 31 through open play, 11 through set pieces, 4 penalties, and 4 OGs. As for situational stats against us, 26 goals come through open play, 6 set pieces, 6 penalties, and 1 counter-attack with 1 OG. Now, what about starting 11s? There's a lot of talk about this. I've actually gone a little bit weird on mine. We're going to go Walton between 6, Bell, Adebayo, Lennon, and Nyambe. We're going to keep the back 4. Travis remains as well. Those haven't changed. I'm pulling Downing back into more defensive midfield slot. Then we're going to have a trio. Bit of a rotated this one. Rothwell coming in. The rumour has it he is going to play some part in the game on Wednesday night. He might be from the bench, but I'm thinking let's throw him out there and give him a start. Samuel as well, and Gallagher with Armstrong leading the way. You could probably keep Buckley in there. You could, because I think Buckley did okay against a very tough opposition, Brentford. So that he might get the nod, and Rothwell might go on the bench. And I think Samuel will continue to play. Armstrong will play, obviously, a red hot form. It's just there is one spot up for grabs, and I'm giving it to Gallagher for me. Who gets the nod. As for Stoke, they come into the back of this on a 2-0 win against Cardiff. So I'm going to keep it as you were, with Butland between sticks, Martins, Indy at left back, Chester, Bath, and Smith make up the 4-man defence. As for the midfield, we've got Powell, Klukas, Allen, Ince, and Thompson make up a 5-man midfield, with young Tyrese Campbell, I think that's his name, leading the line. Kevin Campbell's son, and he's a very, very hot prospect in the football league and a lot of clubs, including some of the Glasgow Giants looking at him as well at the moment. But that's who I'm thinking will start this game. Why change a winning system? Let's take a look at the last 6 results, or 5 results for both Rovers and Stoke. Rovers coming to this on the back of a 2-2 draw against Brentford. Hard fought, won that one. A little bit lucky in the end to get home with a point. We did beat Charlton away as well. Our last home game was a 3-0 win against Hull. A little bit nervy that, but the last 15-20 minutes was all Rovers. We did lose to Fulham as well at home, and also picked up a point against Middlesbrough. As for Stoke, obviously coming into this on the back of the 2-0 win against Cardiff. They did lose to QPR their last away game, 6-goal thriller, 4-2, but they did score a couple of goals. They also lost to Preston at home, beating Charlton at home, and losing to Derby away. So Rovers can maybe take advantage of their sloppy away form, recent away form anyway, heading into this. Let's take a look at the last home and away games for Stoke and Rovers. Rovers' home record, just the one blip, but only 2 wins at the past 6, so that's possibly some food for thought for Stoke heading into this. We've only won twice at the past 6 home games, a lot of draws in there. Whereas Stoke's away record recently is 2 wins at the past 6. Back-to-back defeats, Derby and QPR. They did pick a nice result against West Brom at the Hawthorns, and also they did lose to Brentford in the FA Cup, whilst picking up a 7-goal barnstormer against Huddersfield. So you know what, get them on their good day, and they could put 5 past you, just like they did against Huddersfield. And we know Huddersfield. We got beat by Huddersfield twice, I think, this season. Anyway, so that's the record recently. But what does that do in the grand scheme of things in the Championship? Rovers home for this is the overall form. Rovers sit 4th in the form table, 11 points out of a possible 18. Stoke are not too far away though. They're in 11th spot at the moment, 9 points out of a possible 18 as well. West Brom, Preston top the table, with Birmingham doing absolute bits at the moment. They are rising like a tidal wave. Meanwhile, the home form, that's what we want to look at with Rovers. We sit in 12th spot, so as you can see, it's not great. It's like it's either top of the lower part of the table or bottom of the top end of the table, depending on how you look at it. So 9 points out of a possible 18. Not great, but just one defeat at the past 6. So we are hard to beat, and Fulham were a little bit lucky with that game. Well, in fact, I think Tony got that wrong with the Fulham game. We sat back too long. We didn't really push, because once they took the lead, we actually had a go at them, and we looked pretty decent. So we can't go into this thinking that Stoke are going to run riot on us. And hey, I'm a believer that Stoke will give us a good game. Look at them. Look at their home form. If we were playing them at their place, they're second home form table. But let's take a look at the away table, actually. Stoke are down in 17th. But 2 wins out of the past 4 is not bad for an away situation. If you crush that down to the last 4, they'd be much further up the table. Rovers away form is 8th, which is good, but yeah. But Stoke, yeah, I'm anticipating a bit of a stodgy performance, and I think it'll be hard. It'll be a hard game no matter what. It's not going to be easy. In fact, the next 2 games are very losable for Rovers at Ewood Park, and I wouldn't be too surprised if we lost them. But they are very winnable as well. So look at this, for example. So the last 6 games between Rovers and Stoke, across all grounds, all venues, leans in favour of Rovers a little bit. 3 wins for Rovers, 2 wins for Stoke, 1 draw along the way. We did play earlier in the season at the 3-6. It was a 2-1 win for Rovers. Bradley Dacarino on the score sheet, and Sam Gallagher knew where the back of the net is that day. Corey Evans on the score sheet as well. However, last time they played at Ewood Park was last season, around about April. We lost 1-0 at Adebayo with the one and only goal for Stoke. But yeah, it does look pretty decent for us. If you take a look at the last 4 games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, it's just 1 defeat at the past 5 in all competitions between the 2 sides. However, when you go to Ewood Park, the last 5 or 6 games between 2 sides, it's actually 3 wins for Stoke, 2 draws, and 1 win for Rovers. That 1 win was in the FA Cup back in 2015. It was a 4-1 demolition with Josh King on the score sheet with a hat-trick. Rudiger Stead from the penalty spot as well. But yeah. Besides that result, Stoke has dominated this fixture at Ewood Park. So it's probably, that just goes to show just how tough this one could be. Anyway, let's take a look at what's ahead for both of these sides. Obviously, Rovers are will look ahead to Swansea on the weekend. That's on the 29th of Feb. Then it's a tricky away day to Derby on Sunday. It's all eyes will be on that one. Maybe it'll be in front of the Sky cameras. I'm not too sure. Then it's Bristol City at home. Tricky game. Another tricky game against Wigan. That's very losable in front of the Sky cameras. And then it's Barnsley, the back end of the 5-game stretch. As for Stoke, massive game for them against Luton towards the foot of the table, taking place on the 29th of Feb. Then it's a tricky one as well at home against Hull, who are in free fall at the moment, 7th of March for Stoke. Then it's Reading away at the Bajayski. Then it's back to the 3-6-5 against Middlesbrough, and they'll wrap up the 5-game stretch against Nick Powell's old boys, Wigan Athletic. Moving forward, let's take a look at the top Championship teams across the board at the moment in all kinds of categories. Possession-wise, still Leeds lead the way, 60.3% on average possession. Fulham has 59.1%. Brentford 3rd, West Brom 4th, and QPR are 5th. As for the most aggressive sides, QPR still lead the way, 76 yellows, 2 reds for them. Barnsley have 78 yellows, 1 red. Charlton 3rd, Wigan 4th, and Sheffield Wednesday are in 5th. Aerial duels, Rovers move up a spot from 5th to 4th, but Birmingham lead the way, 56.1% of all aerial duels won by them. West Brom lead the way in 2nd spot with 54.4%. Millwall are in 3rd, Rovers 4th, and Brentford are in 5th. Shots per game, Leeds lead the way, 16.5 shots on average per game. West Brom 2nd, Brentford 3rd, Barnsley 4th, and Fulham are 5th. Pass accuracy, Fulham lead the way, 84% on average of their passes reach their intended target. Leeds 2nd, West Brom 3rd, Brentford 4th, and Swansea are 5th. And that is just about that. Let's take a look at the table at the moment. West Brom lead the way, 66 points on the boards. Leeds are in 2nd, 62 points. Fulham 3rd, Brentford 4th, Forest 5th, and Preston are 6th. Down the bottom is Luton, Barnsley, and Wigan going down as it stands. However, if results don't go Stokes' way, they could be in the relegation zone come Wednesday night. They would need to lose. Wigan, Huddersfield, Middlesbrough would all need to get positive points as well to push them towards the drop zone. Big old week this. Rovers are in 8th at the moment, a win away from going 7th. If we were to get a win against Stoke, I think we would be right back in the mix. Right now, I think it's just, there's obviously 5 points is quite a huge gap in the grand scheme of things. However, in the space of a week, or just the space of 8 days, there's 3 matches. Obviously, we just played one against Brentford, Stoke Wednesday, Swansea Saturday. Come at the end of it, we could be in the playoffs. That's the grand scheme of things. Let's take a look at the matches that take place on Wednesday. It will be QPR against Derby on Tuesday, Luton against Brentford also on Tuesday, Huddersfield against Bristol City, Cardiff against Forest, and West Brom against Preston. So we look at those. I look at those anyway, and I'm looking at Cardiff, maybe doing us a favour against Nottingham Forest. Luton Town, desperate for points as well. Maybe get a number on Brentford. QPR against Derby, it's a bit of a dead rubber, but Derby, if they win, they're in it once again. And Huddersfield against Bristol City. Huddersfield are also in the relegation dogfight at the moment. They'll need a win against Bristol City. So if Bristol City, Forest lose, and also if West Brom do a number over Preston, then that'll be just the tonic for Rovers, as we can, with a win, obviously, that is part 2 of this grand master plan. We've got to beat Stoke, and that ain't no easy thing. Then we're also going to look at the likes of Swansea dropping points, and maybe even Millwall dropping points. So, so a lot to think about, and it is the Championship, but it is a funny old division. You just don't know what you're going to get. As for the top Championship players at the moment, Mitrovic leads the way, 22 goals of the season. Watkins has 21 after his goal against Rovers. Graben, Bowen, obviously now in the Premier League. Woodrow, Ludwig, Scrapped, Wells, Bamford, and Fletcher. Just shy of that would be Adam Armstrong with 12 goals. As for the key assist makers, Pereira's got 12, Elias has got 12, Wallace, Swift have 9, and Brown has 8. That's pretty much all I've got for you today, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up. And if you are new, make sure you bang the subscribe. Keep your bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, World Football related. We're going to all hear babies under one roof. Also, while you're at it, make sure you check out the description. Links to my other social media platforms are in there. Facebook, I'm on that. Twitter, I'm on that. Looking to be up to 1,000 followers on that bad boy, so you could be do me a massive favour by following me, and it'll keep you up to date when the videos come out. I'm very vocal on the old Twitter with Rovers football, with all that kind of stuff as well. So check that sucker out. And also, while you're at it, check out the old Patreons. I'm trying to get up to 10 Patreons, just one shy as of recording. You could be that magic moment and get me over the edge on that one. But anyway, folks, we're going to look ahead to this one. Stoke, not too long away. Until then, I'll see you very, very soon. Smash the thumbs up, smash the subscribe, get commenting down below. I'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.